Hey everyone, it's Dawn and TB. We are Mocha Dip, and it is 7:07 p.m. We're a little bit late because we were ironing out a couple technical difficulties. My Wi-Fi is still a little wonky, but it's not as bad as last week, hopefully. Knock on wood. Because I still get the little like Wi-Fi icon that's saying that it's not stable, but it has been pretty okay since we did a hard reset on the house. Yeah, we because the little battery pack thing, you can do a hard reset by with it, and so that's what we did. And
you got a hard reset on the house, girl.
Yeah, and it knocked out the phone, the cable. Yeah, it knocked out because the box controls everything.
Gotcha.
So it knocked out the phone, the cable, and the internet. So that's why I say the hard reset on the house. But anyways, we are here for one of the moments that I have been waiting for. We get to talk about finally Castlevania. It is one of my favorite series on Netflix. When it first came out, I was really excited about it, and I got really, really upset because they amped it up so much and they only released 4 episodes. So we were watching Castlevania. TB has not gotten all the way through season 4. So we're only going to recap seasons 1 through 3 up here. Now, here's where I say, in the description, I put that there are spoilers. So you have been warned. Other people have spoiled these seasons way before we have. We're not touching season 4 yet. So here we go. And I see that Tia TV, she broke out her book. So what's going on? What did you think about it? TB? TB, are you good? Okay. So I guess it's my turn to sit here and have some time with you guys, since TB was the one last week that had to sit here with you guys for a minute. Excuse me. Let's see here. What to talk about. Okay. I will sit back and I will talk about a little bit of my knowledge of Castlevania. I enjoy a lot of vampire stories, just not the gory part, the gory horror aspect. But even though that sounds really weird now that I say something about it. Oh, here she is. Let me see if she's back. Hey, are you back? Are you good?
I hope so. I can't promise anything these days.
Yeah, so I was just about to talk about my experience with Castlevania, the video games.
Do tell.
I love story. So Castlevania being so lore rich, I didn't know that it was as deep of a hole as it was until the PlayStation games came out, the PlayStation 2 games, Lament of Innocence and Curse of Darkness. Now, those 2 games got me into finding out as much as I possibly could about the previous games on the regular Nintendo and on the Super Nintendo and whatnot. So I just became so infatuated with the lore. And then the 360 came out with the Lord of Darkness reboot. to Castlevania, which we can also talk about if you would like, because Castlevania is one thing that I can go on and on about, simply with the lore. Huh?
My experience with the games of Castlevania were the Nintendo. So I don't know if y'all are the 80s kids, but back in the day, we had that cartoon, what was it, Kid Video or some junk, where this dude was trapped in some video game world. He had like a controller on his belt. That mess was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little kid and coming on, and one of the characters that he ran around with was Simon Belmont.
Okay.
And that was my first experience with Castlevania. And then I think we did a little trade, or we borrowed somebody's game and we played Castlevania on Nintendo. You know, the cartridge, you stick it in there. And so that was my only actually game experience with Castlevania. Excuse me. Sorry to say.
Now see, here's where so did you do any research on the lore or anything like that?
No, I did not, which makes me mad because I wanted to do that.
Okay.
You don't know how mad I am.
Okay.
Don't let this mouth fool you. I'm mad, y'all. I'm mad because yeah.
All right. So I saw that you had your book. So I'm assuming you took notes.
Yes, I did.
All right. So now before I totally like fangirl out and end up blinking, and next thing you know, it's like 9 o'clock.
I gotta eat dinner. I said, oh no.
So let's go through what you saw, and I will try to fill in the blanks for you for what was lore from the game, because the people at Netflix, I applaud you, because Castlevania had on the Nintendo, the story was bare bones. And
yeah,
with having the multiple entries of the video games, with having all of the time and effort put into, cultivating this whole world, some of the stuff that happened in the anime did not happen in game. But they were able to weave everything so nicely so that it made sense. And
okay.
and I'm like so appreciative of that.
Because I didn't get to do the research to find out game versus anime. You all right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to research game versus anime, pretty much all that I do have is anime. Other than, is Simon Belmont a thing? Ever? In the game? Who is he?
Simon Belmont is the heir to the Belmont house.
When?
In the original Castlevania.
Yeah, I know that, but is he like
in Castlevania 1 and Castlevania 2, Simon's Revenge? Those
so Trevor
are
is
about
his descendant? So he is the ancestor.
So Castlevania 3 is when we meet Trevor. And Trevor, Sypha, Alucard, that's when we first meet all of them. They're his parents.
I suspected that, so that's fine. So at least I now know. Anyway, yeah. So you over here like you just destroyed my world. No, you didn't. Sorry, you didn't. All of my knowledge and telling all my theories and stuff is going to be based on this anime. We're not going to even talk about no games. So, here's something. All right, so I'm gonna tell you. First season, like you said, really, really short. It caught my attention. It did.
Cut you
I
off
was,
official.
I was, I was kind of tripping over. I felt like a lot of stuff happened needlessly. I'm just saying. I mean, did you really have to go kill the lady, Lisa? And you know what the sad part was? The girl did not the girl, but the other wise woman in town was just mad about competition. I was like, that's the shadiest crap. Made me want to punch her with a bat. But you know what? That's another story. But I kind of wish they had explored more with her romance with Dracula. I was like, I saw they had instant chemistry when she rolled up at his house with all them dead bodies out there. Because I'm just like, I would have been very nervous about that. And she rolled up here like, I ain't worried about you. I need knowledge. I want to be a doctor. You should go and do nice things for people. Then you wouldn't be such a curmudgeon.
I was just honestly, I was just kind of mad as she was like, "Oh, I had some roasted garlic. I'm sorry. Was that rude? It was all I had."
Yeah, that's all I had to eat. I was like, oh, you're so considerate. I mean, that dude is literally impale people through their booty, order for JJ. And I'm just saying, that would make me nervous. That would coming out your eyeball. I was like, y'all, this is a gruesome thing. This show is gruesome. I will tell you that.
I did let you know that.
I wasn't worried about that. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it was more fantasy and the way stuff happened. It was kind of ridiculous. Plus, I had it playing in the background of life, so I was fine there. But season 1, to the point, I guess. Everything going down in Targo Vista, and we're on the path. Yay! I will tell you that one of the things I wrote about season 2 lures you into a false sense of security. That's what I wrote.
Okay.
That's what I wrote because I felt like, are you serious right now? Y'all got you got inciting incidents happening only like halfway through season 2, and I'm like, what are we supposed to do the rest of the way?
Wait for season 3.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of these characters here.
Okay.
Godbrand.
He's in the game. Yeah.
Oh, he is. Okay, he's in the game.
Yeah.
Did he? Okay, so the thing about him is he very loud, and I was actually kind of shocked how easily he was. I'm sorry, y'all. There's gonna be spoilers in here if you didn't already know.
Well, I gave him a warning a couple times, so
throwing it out there again. I'm about to spoil it, but I was actually shocked how quickly he was out the game. I thought he was going to be a thorn in people's sides for a little while longer than he was. However, you're shaking your head. I'm just telling you what I think.
Okay.
I thought he was going to hang around a little longer, but you know he didn't. So, but I did. Did he get taken out the way he did? Isaac take him out the way he did in there, pretty much.
Okay.
Or did someone different do it? Because you so want to compare the two of them together, so let's do it.
Isaac is okay.
Oh yeah, is Isaac a character in the game?
Yes and no, and I will get to him in a second. I will get to him and Hector in a second.
Okay.
Okay. Godbrand was one of the early bosses in a few of the Castlevania games. So it's one of those like yeah, we could see him getting taken out early because he was a lower level boss, as opposed to Carmilla, who is usually one of the final 3 bosses. In the majority of Castlevania games, in the majority of the Castlevania games, Carmilla, Death, and Dracula are usually the last 3 bosses that you have to fight. Or Satan if you go with the Lords of Darkness line. But okay. So that's the whole breakdown with Godbrand being taken out so easily. Hector and Isaac are sort of my favorite tragic characters in the anime, because they did not exist until the game Curse of Darkness. Excuse me. Curse of Darkness was a spin-off game where Hector is the protagonist and Isaac is the antagonist. And Isaac is not as strong of a devil master as Hector is. So he and another character that you met, Saint Germain.
Oh, so that's what they're calling them in the anime, Devil Masters instead of Forge Masters.
Devil Forgers. I'm sorry. Yeah, Devil Forgers. Isaac was a forger. Hector was a master forger. So Hector was better at it than Isaac was. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So you have this whole game where Isaac is playing the antagonist and he's trying to egg Hector on. He killed the woman that Hector loved.
Who was that?
A woman named Rosalie. We don't meet her in the anime. So we see him being pulled into something else, into Dracula's castle to try to resurrect Dracula. Mm-hmm. And we know it takes place around that time because in the game there is a cameo by Trevor Belmont. But it was like, yeah, that's in the PS2, this specific game. It was not anything close to what we got in the anime. Now, the reason why I say the reason why I say Isaac is and is not an original character to the anime is because he had a complete and utter redesign. Whereas, let me know, you can still see me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to risk showing anything though.
Yeah, it's something that I have to at least try. Cause yeah, this is, let me see if it'll let me share it on screen. Or do I?
It says a share button at Bob.
Yeah, it says a video file or a share screen. So I just want to put it up as like a little thingamabobber. Like a little icon or something so that you would be able to see it.
Well, why are you looking at that?
It's not letting me do that.
Why are you looking at that? I thought that his character was interesting for what they portrayed in the anime. How he was, I don't know where he's from, but I'm going to tell you what he looked like he's from. He looked like he's from a country in Africa somewhere. And his, I don't know who that dude was. I hate to say it, but I think that was a master. Some Templar looking dude was his master master, and he apparently didn't want to read books, and he was beating him with a daggone whip that had nails in it, probably thorns. And I was like, "This is terrible. I don't want to say that." Ah! That's how I felt.
Okay,
Then
I'm gonna try to share my screen.
He did that to his eyes. He dotted him in his eyes with his thumbs, and I was like,
This
"Yeah, that's a departure."
Yeah, okay, so you can see what Isaac that is the video game Isaac.
I saw him for 2 seconds. I can no longer see him, but I saw him. That was not him. Now we're in some other view.
Okay, let me try that again. Cause share screen.
Well, we're all wide.
Okay, can you see it now?
I see him. Yeah, I see him.
Okay, so evidently I cannot look at StreamYard when I am sharing the screen. So yes, this is what Isaac looks like in the video game.
That is a direct departure in many ways, in every way. Nothing in the slightest. He has hair. Anime guy, no hair. This dude is very fair. Anime guy, completely opposite. He is a Toll House cookie.
Yeah.
And he got these like weird moles that he had to put on himself that probably are double marks, because I know that's a thing, Salem witch trials and all that kind of stuff. And then he got these like circle thing tattoos on his head and then matching mole marks on the back. I think that might be part of his spells.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He didn't have him when he was when he killed his master, and then he had him later, and then he was purifying himself with pain by whipping himself. It was just like, I was like, that is like psychotic.
It is psychotic, but not gonna lie, I was sitting there applauding when he used that thing to kill Godbrand. I just thought that I was just like, oh.
You ain't gonna say nothing else, will you?
Exactly. He
got a couple people with that thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want no part of that.
And I liked that what they ended up doing was they ended up making Isaac more human than in the video game.
Sure, because I got nothing for the video game. You need to tell me about his personality. You need to show me some white guy with red hair. That ain't no good. That don't tell me nothing. What was he like in the game?
In the game, he was sadistic in his psychosis. It was more of a I want to egg on Hector so that he can get what I need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this Isaac, we got I do not like the world. The world needs to be changed. Dracula wants to change it. I like the way Dracula wants. I like the ideas that he's saying, so I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, he seemed very methodical. There was no emotion in it.
Right.
He did not like people. It wasn't. He literally wasn't hateful about it. Just like, see, this right here is why I'm about to kill all of y'all. Literally, because several times he'd be like, me and my monsters, demons, needs to come right through here. And they're like, no, we're not going to let you. I'm going to give you again. We want to come through here. I'm going to be polite about it. I did ask twice. And
no, you must
like, no.
Okay, let's just slow the whole damn town.
Kill him. I do think it was a little jacked up in that one town, which I did not write the name of, where the guy gave him a gift of the mirror.
Yeah.
And he did murder him shortly after that. And I would have been like, dude, you couldn't do the man a solid and be like, kill everybody but that one guy just left. He didn't do you wrong. And I feel like Fly's Eyes is probably that dude. I feel like it. I do. I feel like Fly's Eyes is that. merchant dude. He kind of looked like him with the hat, with the sash thing. I think
Um,
I think it is him. I still have more episodes to watch, so I don't know. I'm just telling
we
you.
we never know.
Okay, but I still think it's him.
Just so you don't sit here and try to like be like, but don't worry about it. We never know.
It ain't that important anyway. But still, um, Carmilla, Striga, Morana, Lenore, are they characters? Well, we know Carmilla is, but are the rest of
Carmela
them?
is, the other three are not.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you this. That sisterhood was interesting, but it could not last with the way they were set up. And I thought that the way it fell apart made complete sense. Because the one thing that killed many an empire was getting too big to police it. Armies march on their stomach. You can only control but so much space. Trying to take over the whole world sounds good, but it's a dumb idea. The only way you can even remotely hope to accomplish it is if you install trusted people in those areas you can't be. Who are those people? I'm just saying. And they were just trying to take 800 miles. And they saw it was a struggle. That's nothing. They didn't even have all of Europe, did they? I'm just saying.
I'm gonna use my Fifth Amendment right for no season 4 spoilers.
Oh, okay. Anyway, though, for what I have accomplished up to episode 7 of season 4, Carmilla is out in the picture, and the other two ran off with each other.
Yeah.
And Lenore is going to be with Hector, which I was actually kind of all right. So here's Hector. Speaking of Hector, first off, he annoyed the crap out of me in the beginning. His little "I'm gonna bring back zombie dog" business, and everybody's a pet. I'm just like, you just as slow as you want to be, dude. Just as slow. And so he had to go through some hardship. I hate when people have to get tortured in order to learn common sense. Does it really take torture? I mean, they were giving the man moldy bread and nasty food, and he was so hungry he had no choice but to eat it. A daggone boll weevil came out his bread. I was like, oh! They threw cold water on him to think it was going to get him clean. I mean, when I say cold, I mean they literally had a bucket of water that they had to crack it first to get the seal off, y'all. And then they're going to throw it on a naked man. That is not going to get nobody clean.
That is the Theo James version of Hector. The video game version is Crispin Freeman. So he's just as naive, but not as much.
Okay, so he's naive, but he sounds like he's going to murder you? So, yeah, anime dude. But when he got himself together, because I was just like, dude, I trust you that this girl has Lenore has a thing. First, she's gonna offer you food. Then she's gonna offer you comfort. She's gonna give you a nicer cell, and then she's gonna try to have sex with you. And did she not do that? She did all of that because that's how you play with people's heads. How do I know that? I read books. But I'm just sitting here and thinking.
Uh-oh. You're sitting here thinking? Uh-oh. Tia? T? Uh-oh. She's sitting there thinking. So I don't know if she's unfrozen or not. Let's see here. Okay, I think she just realized that she was frozen. And I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I know we're 5 episodes in, we're still trying to iron everything out with us going live and everything. But let's see, with Castlevania, I so enjoy it. I really do. I really do. The second season did pull away from the second and third season, when I think about it, did do a lot of pulling away from Trevor and Sypha. Oh, okay. All right, we're back again.
So
I was just saying how season 2 and season 3 kind of sort of pulled away from our OG trio.
yes, it did. It was very much focused on the vampires and what they were doing. And I kind of feel like it needed that.
Yeah.
I do. I feel like it needed that. I think it was a good direction. I will tell you that from what I've seen of season 4, it was awkward when they tried to come back to the trio. It was very awkward. And I'm not sure if season 3 or was it early in season 4 when we had the I'ma seduce the game, the seduction game was going down.
The seduction game, that episode?
Yeah.
That episode was at the end of
the copulation episode. Y'all go look up what word in the dictionary and go, And that episode was kind of funny. It was tastefully done for what they were doing, but I'm just saying you got a menage and then you have
episode. Yeah, that was in season 3.
You got a menage and you got a dir, and you're sitting here like, while a battle's going on.
Yeah,
and you're thinking betrayal, and betrayal. Why are you even doing this to yourself? And I was here like, because you didn't get to see it. Didn't show. I don't understand why that was even in there, because this show, while it dropped F-bombs galore and things and fart jokes and other stuff, it didn't lend itself to any sexy time. So I was kind of like, what's happening here? I mean, you're showing full frontal. Full frontal, chest frontal on everybody, and then the shade of darkness down below. And I was sitting here like, I don't need any of this, because this is distracting in a way that makes no sense.
I think that
fan service,
the scene, kind of, sort of, and they really did not need to be there. I do agree with you on that.
Basil.
Before I even started season 4, I was like, if they send Alucard another set of twins, I swear I'm gonna flip a table. I really am.
Did you see that lady talk about? She said, I had a set one time, and the wife came after me. I was like,
that was when I knew. I'm like, okay, she's gonna end up with him in some way, shape, or form.
I was thinking that too before that, and then after she said that, I was like, yep, that's the one. That man was lonely.
Yeah.
I still had the twins though, because that to me was, oh, no one could possibly tell me the truth, and even if they don't, they couldn't possibly have a reason to withhold anything from me, because I'm not a nut job or anything. So therefore, you must be an enemy. Because I was like, come on.
Now, yeah, I think my whole issue with them and having the gratuitous sex scenes in that episode was they legit, and it may sound weird in a way,
okay,
but they legit kept all of the sexual situations focused in that one episode, one, and two, the one canon couple that is there, that we know that they sleep together on the regular, is not involved.
That's because it was fan service. We wanted to do the dirty. We wanted it to be nasty and not about anything. So that's why we stuck it in there. It was very metaphorical because that copulation was not about love. So I kind of feel like, okay, you want the romance couple there. You want that to stay sacred. And these people just dirty birds. That's what I felt like.
That's why Adrian whistled and his sword came and saved his ass.
I mean, I would have withheld from them too, because they were acting like nut jobs.
Yeah.
We need to do this and we need to do it in like 2 seconds. He's like, she's probably dead. I don't care. She might come back. He personally killed her. He pretty much told you that. He said he was fairly certain that he killed her. He killed everybody in there. He did. I saw it. But still, they just did not trust him. There was that secretive stuff behind his back. And I was like, creepy. And you silly did not think that you, who probably been on the planet, I don't know, 19 years or so, can outsmart someone else who's probably been on the planet for 19 years, but has a knowledge of like 1,000 years.
Yeah, because Cypher called it. She's like, you're just really a teenager. When they were having the talk down at the bottom of the Belmont family home. Uh-oh. Let me see something. Okay, she's frozen yet again. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's my internet. But but yeah, it's hard to have a conversation when she keeps dropping out like that. Okay, so yeah, I enjoyed Castlevania immensely. When she gets back in, we'll figure out what she wants to do about season 4. Excuse me, because season 4 does deserve to be talked about, more so than us just brushing over the little bits. It has been a huge adventure.
Hello.
Okay. All right, so we going phone now?
Yes, that's where we are. We're giving up on the internet.
Okay. Alrighty, so yeah, I was just saying how I don't know how you want the talk for season 4 to go down. Like, do you want to do a talk for all of season 4, or is this enough? Or what did you want to do about it? Because see, I can sit here and fangirl about it for forever. Castlevania and Kenshin right now, those are like, and BTS, but that's a whole different monster.
It's kind of tricky because I am just 3 episodes away from the end. And so basically it would just you spoiling it for me. That's all it would be. It would be a conversation. It would be literally that. Because I wouldn't be able to contribute other than reaction. Now, so if y'all just want to see me react to news, which might be amusing, especially since I look like I'm wearing one shoulder kind of situation. It's like, what is happening? Yeah. I guess.
What?
You just want to see me react on some news.
No, I mean like another week we could pick up season 4 on and talk about season 4 the way we are with seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Do you think season 4 is enough for a whole entire episode, though? Oh, you do. Okay, so let's do that then.
Okay. Cause yeah,
I'll take deeper notes for season 4.
I blew through it in a day. I watched all of it today.
Because I don't have a lot.
Yeah. And the animation style is different when it comes to like the fight scenes.
I felt like I saw something subtle.
Yeah, they changed it up a little bit. And one thing that I do appreciate when it comes to the fight scenes is that in any video game, you progress and you level up and you get more power, you get more strength, you get more whatevs. In season 1, you see Sypha is good with magic. You see Trevor has his consecrated whip, and Alucard has his sword. Right? Season 2, Sypha is even better with magic. Homegirl is nice. Trevor gets the Morning Star, and Alucard can now shift into a wolf. And by season 4, that you're seeing stuff that especially Alucard and Trevor's weaponry, you get things that they both get things that you didn't see before.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there, I'm like, bruh, if you could have did that, the fight against your dad could have been so much easier.
I kind of feel like they didn't really improve. Not really. I don't really. You're just showing me more stuff in the arsenal, not necessarily they improve. Sypha hasn't gotten any better. To me, she is more brutal. Instead of just trying to shield. She's learned, don't drag out these fights. It's not fun anymore. This is not a game. Which she started to learn that, and she started to learn that during their 5 weeks of constant barrage of death. Because initially he was like, "Oh, you're enjoying this?" She's talking about goats raiding flaming poo from the sky. And how that was so fun because they defeated them and blah, blah. It was a game to her. Her maturity and the fact that this is life or death stakes, someone might kill you, because the first injury she had was that one cut on her shoulder. Her maturity is what changed that. She isn't any more powerful than she was before. None of them are. That's not the impression that I got from them.
I do know that when it comes to her maturity and whatnot, it all like you can see the shift with the ending line of season 3.
Yes,
I think it was the ending line.
When she realized
where Trevor went and said, "These past few months, we've been living in your world and how you like to live. Now we have to live how I'm used to living."
Right, and they open up with that.
And
too, with the next
season.
And
it was like we saw how he was living in episode 1, where he was in a bar and dude was talking about he hit this other dude with his shovel. So because of relations with a goat. So we got to see how Trevor was living, and we knew it was not a fun thing. So we see that shift between them, and we can dig more into that in the season 4 talk. But yeah, I did enjoy. I keep saying that I enjoyed it, but
yeah, you did. We know you enjoyed it. Tell us why.
Honestly, the root of my enjoyment for Castlevania goes hands down for the story.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact we have a reason why Dracula wanted to wipe people off of the planet.
Yes, that was clear.
Excuse me. Before
Actually, I take that back. I don't know why he wanted to wipe off the whole entire planet. I understand. I can see why he would want to go after the church or even after the priest. The archbishop. That I can understand. Why he wanted to do away with everyone, that's a little over the top. And I still don't know why that is, other than being a nut job. Not from what I've seen so far.
And see, that's it exactly. It was that he said Lisa was the only person that made human life viable. Like, she was the reason why, okay, yeah, they're annoying, but they made her, so I'll just leave them be. But then they go and not only do they kill her, but they kill her in one of the most brutal ways. Mm-hmm. And then have the nerve to celebrate it. Because I'm sorry, if I'm standing at a burning pyre and then that takes the shape of a huge head and it's telling me I have a year to get out, bruh, deuces, next day I am gone. I'm not going to stay there for a year and then celebrate and then be all like, ah, when the bishop is like, the devil is a liar, and then it start raining blood.
That was the whole thing. It was just straight up arrogance and unnecessary.
But I
am you saw how nervous the mayor got when he said, well, I've tried some of these things. Oh, but I was just kidding.
Yeah. Because it's like, because we weren't there, I will assume that history has told us that may not have been too far from the truth for back then. I don't know. Quite possibly. Who knows? But because it was all about control. The church wanted to control the people. And having someone curing them, by means not of the church, that to them was like, So yeah,
I spent a lot of time in many of these episodes going like, this is a fantasy. This is a fantasy. Just gonna leave it alone. Some people are just jerks.
Yeah. So the fact that they gave Dracula a reason for his insanity, and you got to see a bunch of different angles of of what's going down. Like, you see Carmela's machinations, you see Godbrand trying to sit back and be like, hey, let's do this, and then Isaac's like, bitch, no.
And don't you love how Brayla was really nothing in any way? She just got her troops there. Yeah. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
Even though we said, oh, they got people there. Blah, blah,
blah. And so, and then you get to see little things. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but there was another character from the video game that had a quasi cameo.
I don't know any game players, so I mean any game characters, so we'll see.
Okay. Do you remember when they got to the Belmont home? There was a portrait of a blonde man in
Yes, I saw
white.
that. They kept focusing on it. I felt like that was important somehow.
That is Leon Belmont.
Oh, okay.
He was the original Belmont
Okay.
that you find out in Lament of Innocence, which I don't think, well, they couldn't have gone canon with Lament of Innocence being the start. Whereas, yes, he was the first Belmont to go to that area of Europe and to try to fight vampires and monsters and demons and all that. The story behind Lament of Innocence is his girlfriend was taken by vampires, and his best friend was trying to help him, but behind the scenes. Like his friend was there, but not really. And so you play the game, and as you play through the game, you find out, and again, spoilers, but the game is as old as my kid, so really. You find out that his best friend, Matthias, has set everything up for Leon's girlfriend to be kidnapped by vampires, to be murdered by vampires, for him to become a vampire slayer, for him to go into this huge castle and try to find all of this stuff, because Matthias and his girlfriend got sick. And Matthias was trying to find a key to immortality. And Matthias became Dracula.
What?
That is how Lament of Innocence goes down.
Okay.
So it's like, in a way it made sense, because then that means Leon Belmont felt responsible for Dracula coming into being, because yeah. It's a 20-year-old game. What can I say?
Well, you know what? It's still plausible within what the way they did it that could have happened. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so as I said, we have this was season okay. The way we will break it down is I know you don't know anything about the video game. For next week, because we're about to hit 55 minutes or so. We're at 53:35. And so next week we will take on season 4, and then we'll also talk about the reboot game, because the reboot is a complete departure and totally different story.
Usually they are.
That I'm like, I don't know which storyline I like more.
Oh, okay.
So you can research that. You would actually enjoy the video game movies for that, because they are on YouTube. We deal with a gentleman named Gabriel Belmont, and yeah, his whole story. He is played by the one and only. His voice actor is played by the one and the only Robert Carlyle. So how I feel about him. Sir Patrick Stewart is in this game.
Oh, okay.
As well as the I want to say his name is Richard Madden. Rob Stark. Rob Stark is also in the game. He's more so in the second game.
Nah.
But Robert Carlyle and Sir Patrick in both Lords of Darkness and Lords of Darkness 2. So we will talk about Lords of Darkness and Castlevania Season 4 next week. And then after that, Tia can pick a couple things for a couple weeks. So that this way, you know, I'm not just hawking up all the like, hey, I want to talk about this. And she's just like, yeah, I'm just here.
Well, I am enjoying Castlevania.
Yay!
So it's not even that. It's yeah, I am enjoying Castlevania. I wasn't Ruin Kenshin was all right. It was one of those things where when watching it entertaining, would I have gone out on my own? Probably not. Mm-mm.
Would you have gone to Castlevania on your own eventually?
Oh yeah, it was in my list.
Okay.
I just hadn't gotten to it. Especially since you were talking about they were shafting people with episodes and stuff. So I was kind of like, well, let's wait till it's done.
Yes, this is the final season. And they say that they're bridging it out into they may bridge it out into different things. And the material is there for them to do it. It's just, will they do it? Because there are two there are two branches that it can go.
Okay.
One is a following the video game beats. So now it's about some odd years later, and it's Simon's story, and then after that it's Richter's story, and then after that it's another one's story. Or they could do a time jump, because there are a couple of Game Boy games that totally jump the Castlevania shark, where
they were more like Nintendo situations, weren't they? Or it was just like meaningless.
No, it's like they're a cohesive story, but they revolve around this kid named Soma Cruz. And as you play the game, it's like you play the game as him, this other Belmont kid, and a girl that has been studying magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're still trying to do these speakers, aren't we? We gotta make sure we always throw at least one of them in there.
So the three of them are going around because they see Dracula's castle's coming back, and there's something going on. Soma is feeling really weird about it. And come to find out, Soma is the reincarnation of Dracula.
Dun, 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 dun.
So like all of these demons and whatnot are trying to like be like, hey, little boy.
That's just like a pedophile.
Well, he's like 16. So Carmela's sitting there with a glass of wine, like, come here, boy. I want you to be my pet.
No. Just say no. It'll feel good for a second, and then you'll be sad.
Pretty much. Ask Hector. He knows.
Hector got a little bit of Carmela.
No, but he was nice to her. She was nice to him. And then
she beat the crap out of him.
And then at the end of season 2, she beat stuffing out of him.
Right. And then Lenore gave him something that people talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anything else happened after that. You know, she was going to train him in the way.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. It was just all fan service, that whole thing. Because it was just to throw away comments and be dirty. That's all it was.
Yeah. But yeah, they could do that. They could go with the Soma storyline, or they could do the Belmont beat by beat by beat. The executive producer, he has also mentioned that they have rights to do a Devil May Cry.
I'd rather see that.
And
sometimes you just need to let a story go for a while.
And he says that he can weave it in so that Castlevania and Devil May Cry are kind of exist in the same plane, which would make me curious to see that.
And I'm like, how? Must be some backstory.
It would have to be a whole lot of backstory because Konami and Capcom, last time I heard, they don't get along too well.
A lot of people their IPs don't get along.
Right. You know, because hell, Devil May Cry was supposed to be a Resident Evil. So yeah. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
When they originally started putting Devil May Cry together, it was supposed to be a Resident Evil IP. But as they created more and more of the game, they're like, this isn't following anything Resident Evil. But this is still fun as hell. So let's give it its own IP.
Ta-da!
Which is what they did.
Dante!
Which is why Dante and Leon Kennedy look so much alike. Dante was supposed to be the original Leon Kennedy.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we have crossed the 1 hour mark, and both of us still have to get dinner. So I will ask if you have any book tea.
I'm out of tea right now.
Okay. So on that, excuse me. On that note, we will sign off until next week. We will see you next at 7 p.m. around there. Might be a few minutes late, depending on technical difficulties. Hopefully, we won't have any more.
Yeah, because next time, if we have something crazy happen, switching them directly to the phone. Just so y'all know. Just so you know, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to switch to the phone automatically the first time it acts up.
Oh, okay.
Because I might need a new laptop. I don't know.
Alrighty. So, yeah, we will be talking about season 4 and Lords of Darkness. So she has 2 video game movies to watch and 3 more episodes. So, yes, that is your homework. And
what you doing?
I'm going to be rewatching it. And I have a K-pop story. I have a K-pop story to write, and I also have to get this song out of my head. Butter is butter. I'm just saying.
Like, I don't have these same things to do, too. Except the K-pop story. I got a different story to write.
You work phenomenally under pressure.
No.
Me, I just drive everybody crazy.
No. Don't be making up stories so you can justify. I know about you.
I'm a justify.
You go justify?
Justify. Kind of like testify.
But justify.
Exactly.
Justify my love.
All right, everybody. So we will see you next week. Love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Even though we are live here doing this, it's still up on YouTube. It's still up in Facebook, and Twitch. We do get those messages and on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are the 3 places that we go. So yeah. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye.